XAA12 can't create a Google account. If no customers complain about a bulletproof vest, it's either very good or very bad. There comes a moment when it stops being spooky late night and becomes peaceful early morning. Nintendo is red, Xbox is green, PlayStation is blue. Combine them, you get RGB, which is the color of gaming PCs. Every single person in history has looked up into the night sky and seen the exact moon that we see. Every single vowel is an odd-numbered letter. Humanity has lived long enough to not only see itself become the villain, but to wholeheartedly agree. The cast in The Office got paid to pretend working an office job. If a very intelligent species of chameleons exists, we would probably never discover them. Men don't realize how rough their skin is until they shake a woman's hand. If all the Pixar movies are connected, then all of the characters from every movie have been dead for hundreds of years in the movie Wall-E. Death is the same as before birth. We've already experienced the nothingless void of non-existence. Deaf people don't know the Animal Crossing characters are mumbling instead of saying what's in the text box. If you choke someone, are you holding their breath? Everyone gets annoyed when someone else is tapping something, but when you do it, it's enjoyable. You only notice someone's teeth if they are perfect or nasty. TLDR is literally the TLDR for too long didn't read. There needs to be a universally agreed upon adhesive strength for sticker labels. ASAP could also be as slow as possible. Smoking a is all 4 elements. If you shorten cigarette to cigar, you're talking about a different thing, but if you shorten cigar to cig, you're back to talking about cigarettes. You only spend a part of your life with your pet spends their whole life with you. If someone did a study that proved flat earthers have low IQ, they would probably start believing that the IQ test is a hoax. In a perfect world, we could have Lego libraries where you could borrow Lego sets to build. Hard drugs are more common the closer you go to either side of the economic spectrum. Being in your early 20s is weird because kids talk to you like an adult but adults talk to you like a kid. The day when your kid becomes smart enough to actually argue instead of just saying but and fake crying must be a good and bad day as a parent. Unicorns could have been poorly described rhinos. Insurance companies would save us so much more money if they didn't spend our money constantly replaying annoying commercials telling us how much money we'll save. Pornography is the only place without discrimination. It does not matter what walk of life you come from, there's a place for you in and people like that. Hearing your favorite song randomly play from somewhere is more satisfying than playing it yourself. Half the country has been brainwashed into thinking the other half has been brainwashed. The hero who sacrifices themselves never gets to see the happy ending. A warning of a spoiler is a spoiler of the upcoming spoiler. Batman has a really ineffective mask during these unprecedented times. Flat earthers seem especially stupid when you consider that tens to hundreds of millions of people would have to be in the conspiracy, including telecom employees and engineers, basically every airline employee, anyone who's a world traveler, all international shipping employees. A piece of paper has 6 sides. Maybe dogs' farts smell so bad because 1 dog fart is equal to 7 human farts. People often confuse left and right but never up and down. Being scared of deep water is being scared of heights but in the water. People with speech impediments would probably fail every class in Hogwarts. Unless you've counted in binary on your fingers, you probably haven't experienced all 1024 unique combinations of putting your fingers up and down. If ghosts are real, then cemeteries are a great idea, because when a person dies, they'll have other ghosts to socialize with. Dogs learn that they get scolded for eating their food, and then they see us picking it up and putting it in a bag, so they probably think since we're in charge we get the privilege of eating their delicious shit. Your pet may have also named you. Everyone always dismisses how cool it is that we all have the ability to unfocus our eyes. The queen in Snow White is a powerful witch who can brew a potion to disguise herself as an old woman, but not to make herself more beautiful. If James Bond is the most popular spy, he is not really good at it, right? Trying to imagine a color that does not exist is probably the same as people who were born blind trying to imagine color/light. Movies show men as strong by making them over-shrexualized and feral-like, but show women as strong by making them under-shrexualized and professional. Not one person who went for a job interview in 2015 got the answer to the question, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" right. Monsters Incorporated most likely has a department for sleep paralysis demons. Being able to watch back our dreams would tell us more about ourselves than us. You unlocking your phone and forgetting what you wanted to do and then remembering after locking it again is the modern version of going into a room and forgetting what you wanted to do and remembering after you walk out. In the musical Frozen, 2013, there was a scene where Olaf was swimming, not in a cold lake but rather, in his family's dead remains. It's interesting, poo is associated with weakness and balls with strength, but in reality it is the other way around. If you wore a virtual reality headset connected to a drone which follows behind you, you could live your life in third person. You know it's getting real when a bilingual person starts swearing in their native language. For decades after you die, your inbox will be receiving promotional emails. Imagination is weird. You see stuff but it is not in front of you, nor do you see it with your eyes. You just see the image in your head without seeing it, and you are fine with it. Whoever invented applause must have looked very stupid when he first tried it out. In 150 years, YouTube will be filled with millions of pages of comments made by dead people. Mirrors don't actually break, they just multiply. Dating a singer must really suck, because you know if you ever break up you'd have a sad song written about you. There will probably be a day when you tell someone see you later but you never do. Skype had a 17-year head start and still lost. In zombie movies, there are barely ever infant or toddler zombies, they're all typically early late adult looking. The reason so many geniuses come from ancient times is because back then, they had nothing better to do than study their subject. If there is intelligent life on other planets, Earth will get the Florida Man label when they discover us. You can't brag about being humble. It's ironic that a normal mask covers your whole face, but a face mask only covers half your face. When millennials get old, Super Smash Bros. Will probably replace bingo nights in senior homes. Swimming is a really good sport for people who sweat a lot and are anxious about it. You have probably never seen your grandma jump. Ghosts are humans who are in spectator mode. Fighting against a mosquito is what bosses in video games feel like when fighting the main character. Taking a deep breath with your eyes closed feels better than with your eyes open. The unemployment office is understaffed, let that sink in. As the population goes up, the probability of having an original idea goes down. George Lucas didn't like that Han shot first, so he decided to go back and change that, but not delete a scene where siblings kiss. It's really annoying that we live in such a technologically advanced age and we still can't unpress a button in a lift. In most of the prank videos, the only ones getting pranked are the ones watching them. Drug cartels are paying better taxes than Amazon because they want their money laundry look clean. Every room is an escape room, they just have varying degrees of difficulty. If two people who can read minds start reading each other's minds, they will read their own thoughts. Let's be honest, Harry Potter peaked as a child star. Once he started Hogwarts, he was a mediocre wizard who rode the coattails of his friend's superior magic skills, used up his trust fund to become a Quidditch jock, then married his high school sweetheart, and then finally became a cop. Cassette tapes had a side A and a side B. It's only logical that the CD was their successor. A lot of fast food restaurants have soda buffets. When Rogue One 2016 came out, it was the first Star Wars film to not have an opening crawl. The story itself was the opening crawl for the original Star Wars 1977 film. If you dropped an ant off a skyscraper, it would just have a nice view for a few minutes, then land and be on its merry way. Dogs always expect us to share our food with them, but look at us weird when we get close to their bowl. In Antarctica, a fridge would actually warm your food. Sneezing with a mask on feels like your pants with your face. Mars is a planet with only robotic population. If life had background music, we would always know what would happen before it actually happens. Doofenshmirtz isn't incompetent. He plans his inventions to fail. Why? Because it was never about the innovator. He just wanted Perry to show up so he could talk to him about his past struggles. It's how he overcomes his trauma. It's therapy. Single-handedly ruined the word hub and the black and orange color scheme. Skin is the only vital organ that people don't freak out about when it gets cut. An actual smart TV would keep the volume at the same level no matter what's happening on the screen. The baggage claim process at the airport to a great extent relies on people not simply taking other people's bags and walking away.